Brand new hour. Won't you join us at 866 We Be Big? Our interns today that are helping out. Thundernut is here. Sergeant Pepper helping out today. Our website's rickandbubba.com, updated by our very own Helmsy and help from Zeke Interactive. Check upcoming events. Shop the Rick and Bubba store. Join the Rick and Bubba Extreme Club. Get all 4 hours archived every day of the radio show. And you get Rick and Bubba, the TV show, in your membership every single day. Eddie Van Adler does that, so check that at rickandbubba.com. Speedy's the head producer, the real Greg Burgess. Assist him and also takes care of all of our merchandise. Welcome back, Mr. Bill Bubba Bussey. How are you, buddy?
Rick, glad to be here, and thank all of you for the privilege to do so. And by the way, we've got some breakfast casserole in there, and we've had some requests out here. These folks are hungry.
Y'all hungry? Got some good stuff in here.
Yeah,
today.
We really do. We got a good take today.
We'll get that done after we're done with it.
Rick, we talk about it a lot of times. It's you can't carry this job home with you.
No.
Because it peer pressure a lot of times is pointed out in a negative way. It also can be a positive thing if you have the right people around you. But I'm bad. I'll go home and I'll get to raising on Betty or something like we do around here.
Cutting on her.
And I'll get to, hey, time out. You ain't with the boys anymore. And I go, I forgot. I didn't throw the switch. I gotta go to home, Bubba. Come over where I'm a kind, loving, and caring husband.
That's right. Yeah.
Always willing to do odd jobs around the house.
Right.
Without delay.
Right. When is that?
But Greg got me in trouble this weekend because since Greg has been here, how you dress has become more of an issue than ever. I mean, you used to give me the, hey, how the Bearcats doing if I got on red and black, and all that.
Yeah.
I'm used to that, which was a reference to Weaver, where we grew up. Or if you got on white and black, I ask you how the Panthers are doing, all that.
Odd stuff.
But Greg brought a level of brutality to your dress attire that, quite frankly, scarred Michael Hams for about 3 months.
He'll just...
He really did.
Just that one series.
I will stand in my closet in the morning and contemplate because of Greg Burgess.
Yeah, that's what I do, too. I think, can Greg make fun of this?
And what's
yes
so
or
funny
no?
is you would think I'd be a snazzy dresser because of it, and I don't dress no better than y'all.
You know what, Bubba? I even go ahead. I've named my...
As he gets him a pop.
How about this? I've named my clothing what Greg will call them when I get here.
Right.
I go, well, let me get the barber shirt and put it onto that.
Yeah, I go ahead and
shirt.
try to take the joke away when I get here. Like if I've got on a shirt that a barbershop quartet would wear, I will just run in and go, hey guys, practice at 4 today. I got baritone. I just go ahead and get it out of the way.
If it ever gets cold again and I wear a flannel shirt, I grab it going, all right, let me get my brawny paper towel shirt.
Yeah.
Well, this Sunday,
chef
and it was my fault, and I feel bad about it. And we sit down, and I usually sit on the front row in Sunday school class because of my AAHD, FDIC, MCA, YMCA.
Right.
And, I that's the only way I can pay attention. If I get in the back, I start thinking about snacks. And, we have a snack ministry that's, hey, number one. And, if you run a little late and you didn't get breakfast, Sister Schubert's waiting on you when you get there,
I love it.
And so that's always, I look forward to that. And so I have to really, focus. And so I'm sitting in the front. And we have several guys that rotate through. All of them very good. But one of my favorite was teaching this week, and he's doing a study in Ezekiel and doing some companion work out of Daniel and how the two work together. It was a very good topic, and I love Ezekiel. It's a great book. So I'm fired up, and he starts by saying that we got a lot to cover, more than we can get through. So we got to really get into it and move on so we can get done and get out of here. And then I blurted out something, and it like Rick, it was my spine talking,
I know.
and it was due to conditioning here.
Right.
I said, "What time does the bowling league start?"
Oh, had that shirt on.
And the look on his face was like, "What did you just say?" I'm up
It
here
hurt his feelings.
fixing it, and he's looking at me, and by then laughter has broke out in the class because I said it a little louder than I needed to.
Oh, boy.
Betty's elbowing me,
Right.
and he looks at his shirt he's got on, and he has on a black collared shirt that hangs just a little bit low, and it's
Sure it
cut
does.
square,
Yeah.
and it's got big white stripes in the front of it, vertical going up and down.
Wow.
All he needed was a wrist brace, and he was
He looked at me, and I said, "What team are you on?"
You
I just couldn't quit. I had him down, and it's just that mentality here that you're just used to keep pushing and pushing.
Well, plus you had some supporters.
And people started laughing, and
That's
that
what it was,
geared me on it because it looked exactly like a bowling league shirt that you would have. And I even may have made a comment about how the Black Knights looking this year.
Oh, my
gosh.
gosh.
And I don't. I
Name
guess,
them?
I
You even come up with a name.
and he looked at me, and he tried to recover and go back in the lesson, but I could tell during the whole lesson he was thinking I got on a bowling shirt, and Bubba just
he felt
raised on me.
stupid about it.
Yeah.
He
And
felt,
I didn't mean to because, gosh, I was dressed like
I know. We don't-
totally inappropriate for church.
How about this?
Had on shorts and guess what I was wearing? Shorts, a shirt, and tennis shoes.
Right.
You know,
Rick and Bubba
what I
University
wear all
team
the
at church.
time.
Yeah.
Probably this shirt. I probably cycled it a little quick.
You like that shirt?
Yeah, like Greg says, the way we
I got
hack-
like 3 of them that fit. I try to rotate them best I can.
yeah, like-
Fake y'all off with a Friday, Monday every
Right.
now and then.
Yeah,
Under Armour on different sides.
but Greg made the point. The way we hack on each other about our clothing, you would think we were good dressers.
Yeah.
I wear the same thing over and over. I don't have any clothes.
You know, I hate to say it, I did the same thing, caused a huge controversy.
And I'm sorry, Rick.
Yeah,
I didn't mean
I know.
to.
Well, Greg's done it.
Because you're a great teacher. I
Well,
love
what
you.
happened is when you got a little laughter. That
Yeah,
gas.
they-
If everybody would have gasped,
But see,
if
I-
they'd have gasped, you would have
I
stopped.
I threw out 3 comments before I even thought
rapid
about
fire.
it.
You know what? 'Cause
My
so-
brain wasn't even engaged till after the 3rd one. My brain might have got into, say, the Black Knights because I
Right.
use that, but
Well,
the
you know
rest
what
of it
you
was
are?
spine right there.
You're a guy-
Spine.
When you go out into the real world, you've left the battlefield. So a soldier, man, you got to be careful. He starts
I know,
flashing back
I
to
know.
the war. Before you know it, we're hacking on people.
We had
and-
that great snack ministry.
Oh, I know.
No, you can't beat
You
that.
throw down a few sausage balls, let me get a little caffeine. I'm wiry on that front row.
He was live for the party up there eating snacks, throwing zingers. Yeah.
You know, it's funny you said that, and we got to really watch
I don't know
ourselves.
why our default is bowling league and barbershops.
Because
I don't know
those,
why
those
that's it.
two, that shirt, it's the same shirt. You either see bowlers wear it,
Yeah, or
or
barbers.
guys cutting your hair. The old
I may
barber.
even have asked him to turn around so I could see if it had the name of the team on the back. I don't remember it.
you-
I blacked
you
out
blacked-
at
I
that
know,
point.
you
It was
throw
just
it out.
all
And then you had, I mean, if I'm doing a speaking engagement, I say something that wasn't appropriate for the venue, and people laugh at me. I say, guys, if you laugh, all you're doing is encouraging.
Yeah, I
Have
don't
you
need
ever-
that.
I may do another.
'Cause see,
one.
look,
You know what I mean? 'Cause
quite
right now,
frankly-
I'm realizing I shouldn't have done that.
And Rick, you know what it is? It's training.
It is.
It's our job, and it's training. When you hear laughter, you keep going. You turn it up. You know you're on a roll, and it's hard to disconnect that.
I had a zinger so bad on one of our teachers that it carried over to the next class he taught later in the day because they got wind of it. And you ever had one that went on into another room? You're not even there, and people pass on what they just heard about the guy, and everybody else thought it was waiting on trying to describe. Because we just have a knack for seeing something and saying, hey, so-and-so called wants that back, or when's the bowling league start? And,
Right.
And we've got a teacher that wears some weird shoes, and in my opinion, his shoes were over the weird line for me.
Right.
And look, I'm sitting there like you, snack ministry. I'm popping back on some pigs in a blanket.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, he walks in. I said, hey. Boy, Rumpelstiltskin's gonna be disappointed. You got a shoe, like that. Look. And before I could stop him, I said, "Yeah!" Everybody's screaming at him, and you hear Rumpelstiltskin go down. Rumpelstiltskin, you hear it going down the hall. I'm like, "Oh gosh, it's spreading."
And you got
and
it.
he's just sitting there demoralized.
And
He's
see,
just sitting there demoralized, going, "You realize that's all I heard all day was Rumpelstiltskin."
And you know, too, I mean, this guy, he's prepared a lesson. He's got up early. He's prayed over it. He's all about it. And then he has to recover from a Black Knight bowling comment to go into Ezekiel's wheel of fire. You know how hard that is? You know how hard that is?
How far was he into it before anybody really was listening? They were still thinking about you hacking on him about it.
He had to look around and go, who is this guy?
I thought
up
I
front?
saw him one time during the lesson go,
How about that? And hey, he'd already made it clear they had a lot to cover,
Oh, I
and
know.
and you delayed it with your
I
stupid
am
bowling.
terrible, and I apologize.
But it on the room.
And whose fault is it?
That's Greg's.
Well, I'm partial to blame. I'm not the only one here.
Rick and Bubba, Rick and Bubba.
Now, speaking of everybody getting out, making an appearance, and doing their stuff, now you know that the speaking engagements for the real Greg Burgess are starting to trickle in. I mean, he's the new guy on the staff that everybody says, "Hey, what about this guy?" You know,
Dabbling a little corporate.
you dabble in a little corporate speaking dates.
Yeah, corporate. I
Yeah.
went back home, Alabama Power.
So you spoke.
That's my people. I can relate to them.
You spoke to
Even if they hate me, they'll be kind of nice about it.
So you it's always good to go to audience that's already pulling for you before you get up there.
Oh yeah,
You don't wanna
I
go
get my
facing-
feet wet in
Yeah,
that.
that or alcohol.
Yeah, right.
That helps.
So you're doing a speaking engagement. You just did one last night.
Yes, I did. That would have been for it was in Opelika, Alabama. That's the Robert Trent Jones deal there,
Home of I-92.
and it was Alabama Power, like substation transmission.
What does that mean?
They work on substations, transmission lines.
And what was it about?
It's like foreman, crew leaders.
What,
I got up talking, had to be a little bit funny, and then talk a little bit serious.
you had to be a little bit funny.
What
A
was
little
your
bit funny.
I just told old stories from when I worked there. See, I got a little twist with them, say, because I worked there for 23 years.
Well, I know Greg's funny, but I want to talk about more of the serious stuff. How did you do with the serious
Oh, I'm
stuff?
good with that.
What was the
when it comes
serious
to
stuff?
that,
It's
like
just-
safety and stuff.
Oh, you know how much he knows about?
Yeah, because
I'm all about it.
you're
This
there.
is what I got this morning. I said, "Hey, Greg, how'd it go last night?" Good. I said, "Well, what did you actually discuss?" Well, I did some funny and I did some serious.
But
Well,
the serious
I
is
don't
like
like talking
safety.
What does that mean?
You don't like talking
about
about it.
What about your? We mean safety.
About safety, being just stuff. I can't ruin my gig, Rick. I mean,
Well,
it's
Greg,
a
I mean,
surprise.
here I am.
Well,
Maybe
Are
I'm
you still in bed?
Well, now I'm nervous. I'm unsafe.
Not for you,
Greg, where did you sleep at last night?
Prattville.
In a hotel room they provided for him.
But you spoke in where?
Opelika.
Oh, so you just halfway back?
Yeah, and then I got up this morning. It was actually a shorter drive than I normally have.
That's right. Yeah, but what I meant, Greg, by safety was you don't speak on general safety.
No, of work.
That's
Because
okay.
these
And
are all
habits of how you
that
get.
was-
Listen, Rick, I've had a good many accidents there, and I can live and tell them how to avoid that.
Did you
I
do
mean,
the
it
truck
wasn't
one?
that
Did you do the truck story?
Yes, I
back-
used that one when I ran over my own self in my truck.